So today I will take you to China. China, there is explosive news that has come from China. So China in August 2025 has announced one of the most astonishing finds in recent geological history. So a mine in Honghe, Yunnan Province, I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing this correctly, but a mine in Honghe, they've just discovered rare earths and gold valued at 216 billion euros. Okay, so 216 billion euros, which is an equivalent of about 235 US dollars. Now, I was just thinking why the Chinese chose to publish this in euros rather than the United States dollars. And I think partly this could be because of politics, and partly because of the audience, and partly probably showing the world that the economy is no longer dollar only when it comes to resource valuation. And now, since the find has major strategic implications, I think framing it in euros could be a way of speaking directly to the EU market and policymakers. And because we already know that Europe is already anxious about over-dependence on China for rare earths, so I believe using euros makes the scale of the discovery hit closer to home. And what makes this discovery even more significant is the timing. So let's look at what was discovered. So what is this discovery? Because all we know is that China has discovered the rare earth. And so what is it? What is this rare earth? Now, the site was identified by the China Geological Survey. Early surveys suggest it could hold over 470,000 tons of rare earth minerals. So these are not just obscure elements hidden in textbooks or hidden in research and stuff like that. So these are the quiet force when it comes to smartphones, when it comes to generating electric turbines, when it comes to generating solar panels, when it comes to generating fighter jets, the missile systems, anything electronic. This is what this rare earth is about. So why does this matter? Why is this find such a big deal? Now, here's why this particular deposit is different. The Honghe site is what's called an ion absorption deposit. Unlike traditional hard rock mines that require blasting, tunneling, and scarring landscapes, these ore sites sit in clay-rich soils, so they can be extracted through ion exchange methods, which are comparatively cheaper. These are cleaner and less damaging to the environment. So for China, this means two things. Number one, this is going to be cheaper for them. They don't need expensive machinery to extract this particular product because it's found right on the rare earth. And it's going to be cheaper in the refining of this particular product. And the second point is it's a more sustainable supply chain that enhances its dominance in the rare earth production. Now, when we talk about dominance with China, this is no exaggeration at all. I mean, everybody knows about this. The United States know about this. Russia know about this. We know about this because almost everything, smartphones, electric vehicles, jet turbines, you name it. Anything electronic comes from China, and that much we know. So China already controls about 70% of the world's rare earth reserves. Now with Honghe, I'm not sure if I'm still pronouncing this correctly, but with Honghe added to its portfolio, this will just tighten the grip on China's dominance. So let's look at counting the treasure. So China is becoming richer by the day. So how valuable is this really? Okay, so experts calculate that at average prices of around 500 US dollars per kilogram for these oxides, the site could be worth an astonishing $235 billion. So that's before factoring in extraction costs or market fluctuations, which is always going to be a very difficult way of calculating how much this costs. But the biggest thing, the biggest find is the fact that they've got this right at their belt, and this is going to solidify their production when it comes to all these electronic products, and which is no exaggeration at all. Now, an influx of supply this large could lower global prices. But even then, the strategic weight of the discovery isn't about immediate profits, it's about control. So the fact that now China will be able to control this, and we've seen recently Donald Trump administration have been playing all this game to do with the tariffs. We're yet to see how this is going to play out with this discovery, because then that now puts China at the dominance at the top of the global power when it comes to natural resource extraction, and then also when it comes to being a dominant power, whether it's military-wise, whether it's the production of the EVs, whether it's the production of the mobile phones and anything electronic. China will simply overtake the United States or India without question, without doubt about that. So this has just hit the headlines this week in August 2025. And I was trying to see the reactions of the bigger powers like China and America. And so far, I can't see any of that. And we'll see. I'm sure sooner or later we'll hear about what America or what Russia's approach or take would be. So in terms of global implications, how does this affect the world globally? Because we're talking of huge sums of money here. We're talking of something that could change, and everybody will be looking at China and begging China for all these things. So China has been blessed. I must say it's been blessed with all these things. And we all know that America has always wanted to be the one to be known as the dominant authority when it comes to everything, whether it's trade, whether it's the military power or whatever it is. So with this new find, we are yet to see how the United States or Russia will take it. So this is where the story turns geopolitical, because rare earths are the new oil. So in an era where technology has become the focus or the center of production when it comes to whether it's military equipment, whether it's the electric vehicles or mobile phones or whatever it is, so China will now be unmatched. Okay, so this gives China that bargaining chip on the world stage. So no one will ever come close to China. And this is news that I would like to see how the United States will react on this one. In just the past year, China has reported a record lithium discovery in Tibet. It's identified 2 minerals at Bayan Obo, already the world's largest rare earth mine, and announced a major gold strike in Yunnan Province. Now, together, these breakthroughs send one message. China is racing ahead in the global resource game, and while other nations scramble to diversify supply chains. So Beijing is stockpiling the very elements that will define the next century. So we are talking about technology, we are talking about all these things that I've mentioned, whether it's EV, mobile phones, smartphones, or you name it. So this will put China in a very different league, and it will soon probably be the one determining how the tariff game is going to be played with the United States. So what this simply means in this 21st century, it means China is not just playing the game, but it's setting the rules. And I think it's important when it comes to this warfare, when it comes to the tariffs. We've seen what America has been doing, imposing tariffs on different countries, whatever, and using it as a weapon to bargain trade deals. So when we talk about strategy, when we talk about sovereignty, when we talk about control, I think China, by no doubt, will control the world and does control the world, by the way, and there's no doubt about that. And this is a contentious issue when it comes to control, to the point that America still thinks is dominating the world. But with this kind of find, and I'm sure there will probably be other more finds coming up, I think it's just going to push China in a very different league. So until next time, we'll see you in the next video. Thank you.